frustrations boiling over. Some calling out President Trump, others fed up with Congress. Tonight, the White House calling some of them professional protesters. President Trump tweeting about the so-called angry crowds.
Shame on you!
Also breaking news tonight involving 2 young girls found dead in the woods. Authorities now releasing sound of the suspect. Investigators believe one of the victims secretly recorded him before she was killed. The off-duty officer who opens fire after a confrontation with a group of teens. The video now revealed. At this hour, police moving in at the controversial Dakota pipeline. Fires set, protesters under arrest. And Lucky 7, the stunning discovery in space tonight. 7 Earth-sized planets all orbiting a nearby star. And what else they've now revealed.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with Americans across this country determined to have their voices heard. And their target, members of Congress home for break. What they're getting instead is an earful. Some voters angry with President Trump, others demanding more from Congress. This town meeting in Iowa with Senator Joni Ernst, it is just one of many, where voters are demanding to know what is the replacement for Obamacare if it goes. Others asking who's investigating Russia's meddling. And tonight, some lawmakers are avoiding confrontation, voters putting these missing signs on milk cartons to call them out. Tonight, the White House is calling some of these voters professional protesters. President Trump with a different description. ABC's Matt Gutman leading us off.
Across the nation, scenes like this. Long lines of people filing into town hall meetings, venting their frustration at the Republican Congress and the Republican president. In Iowa, Senator Charles Grassley confronted with questions about President Trump.
I am so unsettled. It feels like we got a juvenile running our country.
Here, here. Iowa's other senator, Joni Ernst, jeered at her town meeting. Leaving after just 45 minutes, protesters following her to her car.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
The common theme, concerns about Republican efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare.
Let me explain to you what the problem is. The problem is Obamacare has just collapsed.
The Senate's top Republican confronted in Kentucky.
The veterans are sick, the veterans are broken down, they're not getting what they need. If you can answer any of that, I'll sit down and shut up like Elizabeth Warren.
I hope you feel better now.
What do we want? Where do we want it? Now!
Dozens of Republicans have avoided holding public events in their districts at all during the congressional recess, critics plastering their faces on milk cartons. For a second day in a row, Hillary Clinton taking aim, this time at the lawmakers avoiding their constituents. Clinton tweeting, "If you can't stand the heat, get out of the Congress." Here in California, jeers erupted at a healthcare town hall organized by labor unions after Congressman Darrell Issa turned down an invitation to speak.
Where is Darrell?
So, constituents decided to show up outside his office. He came out and took their questions.
Are you willing to do that and cross party lines when necessary?
Okay. The answer to that question, from my standpoint, is I cross party lines all the time.
Today, we drove to meet the congressman, and ask him about the divisions in those town meetings and whether President Trump can do anything about it.
One of the things that you said is that the president has to do a better job unifying. Is that something you're willing to say to him personally or publicly?
I am. The reality is that the president has won an election. Now he has to win the post-election period. Nobody can be more of a unifier than the president if he puts his mind to it.
But he hasn't yet, you're saying?
He has not yet done that.
But at the White House today, President Trump tweeting the so-called angry crowds in home districts of some Republicans are actually, in numerous cases, planned out by liberal activists. Sad.
The president referred to so-called angry crowds at these town halls. Is he suggesting this is manufactured anger, that this is not real anger and real concern?
Thanks. I think there's a hybrid there.
I think some people are clearly upset, but there is a bit of professional protester manufactured base in there. Just because they're loud doesn't necessarily mean that there are many.
Matt Gutman with us live tonight in California. And Matt, 8 years ago, after President Obama was elected, a lot of angry town halls then, too, about the idea of Obamacare, giving rise to the Tea Party. And their voices were heard in the elections that followed.
That's right. That was a real anger, and it resulted in one of the biggest losses for Democrats since the 1930s. So right now, the Republicans have to be thinking, A, what kind of staying power that anger has, and B, what effect it might have on the coming midterm elections. David.
Matt Gutman live in California leading us off. Matt, thank you. And we do have breaking news as we're on the air tonight, a dramatic final showdown over the Dakota pipeline in North Dakota. In fact, pictures coming in just moments ago. Police moving in right there to make their arrests. ABC's Philip Mena is on the scene in North Dakota.
Tonight, police moving in, forcibly arresting the remaining pipeline protesters in North Dakota. Facing a 2 p.m. deadline to evacuate or face arrest, some protesters began ceremonially setting fire to parts of their camp, preferring to burn it rather than have it seized and destroyed.
It's all done with the intent of getting this area cleaned up. This area here potentially could be facing a flood rather soon.
This day was inevitable after President Trump signed executive actions last month moving the pipeline plan forward, undoing a previous order from President Obama blocking it. The protesters began gathering here last April, opposing the construction of the 1,200-mile Dakota Access Pipeline that would run from North Dakota to Illinois. They say the pipeline would disturb sacred Native American sites and pollute rivers and water supplies. The pipeline company says it will be safer and cheaper than trucks or trains. Clashes between protesters and police have turned violent in the past. At its peak, the movement drew thousands. Today, we saw many of the few hundred left packing up and moving out.
I don't know what to do. I'm a mother. I'm not trying to get hurt, and I'm not trying to get arrested. And I'm not a criminal.
David, once all the protesters are removed from the campsite, the massive cleanup effort will then get underway. The company building the pipeline says it could be operational in as little as 2 weeks. David?
Philip Mena on the scene for us tonight. Philip, thank you. We do move on to an unexpected moment today after that disturbing image from outside St. Louis. So many headstones knocked over at a Jewish cemetery, and the FBI investigating threats across this country. Well, today, Vice President Pence speaking out against hate. Many had been demanding the White House do more. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
Vice President Mike Pence today making a surprise visit to that vandalized Jewish cemetery near St. Louis, bullhorn in hand.
There's no place in America for hatred or acts of prejudice or violence or anti-Semitism.
That cemetery desecrated, more than 150 tombstones overturned. The vice president praying with workers in Hebrew and pitching in with the cleanup. His visit comes a day after the president finally denounced the recent spate of anti-Semitic threats and attacks. The FBI now investigating 68 threats against Jewish community centers around the country.
The anti-Semitic threats targeting our Jewish community and community centers are horrible and are painful and a very sad reminder of the work that still must be done to root out hate and prejudice and evil.
Tonight, the response to those scenes of desecrated Jewish graves overwhelming. Muslim American groups launched an online fundraiser to pay for the cemetery cleanup. The $20,000 goal surpassed in just 3 hours. They've now raised more than $90,000. The vice president today calling it inspiring.
And I want to thank you for that inspiration, for showing the world what America is really all about.
Yeah. And Cecilia Vega live at the White House tonight. Cecilia, Vice President Pence was invited for that visit to the cemetery by the governor of Missouri.
David, he was, and he mentioned that invitation to the president during their weekly dinner. A White House source tells me the president strongly encouraged the vice president to go.
Cecilia Vega at the White House for us again tonight. There are other news we're following tonight and developments after the killing of 2 teenagers while hiking in Indiana. Police have now released sound of the suspect. They say one of the girls secretly recorded him before they were killed. ABC's Alex Perez in Indiana tonight with the audio.
Tonight, new chilling evidence Indiana investigators believe could help them solve the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. That voice, police say, is the killer demanding the girls move down a hill. Authorities are playing the short clip on a loop. Listen again.
We think that there's enough there that somebody would recognize that voice, and we want that person to call us.
The girls vanishing during a hike last week. Their bodies discovered the next day near this nature trail in Delphi. Investigators today revealing that voice, along with the image of their suspect, were captured on Libby's phone. It's unclear if the voice came from that suspect or another man. The 14-year-old pressing record before she was killed.
She's a hero because she had presence of mind. She didn't feel comfortable about something. She turned on her video camera.
Earlier, Libby Snapchatting this picture of her friend Abby on a railroad bridge near the trail. Authorities now hoping Libby's valiant effort to record her alleged killer will lead to a tip and an arrest.
You see, even with technology, we need human intelligence. In other words, we need you.
And David, there are now flowers, a makeshift memorial here at the bridge. Investigators say they are analyzing more video and evidence from Libby's phone. David?
Alex Perez tonight. Thank you, Alex. And to California this evening, where there's an investigation tonight after authorities say an off-duty police officer fired his weapon during a confrontation with a group of teens. Tonight, the video here and what led to that moment. It's now part of the investigation. And here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
The tape begins with the neighborhood argument in progress. That man in the plaid shirt, an off-duty LAPD officer, in a confrontation with that teenage boy. Their arms locked, a crowd gathering. Anaheim, California, right after school Tuesday. As that off-duty officer begins to pull the boy, you can hear these words. And then this. They come to a stop at the hedge. There's now a second boy involved, and then in an instant, a third boy charging from the left, knocking the officer over. He grabs for one of the boys, trying to pull him through the hedge. At that moment, you see the officer reach with his left hand into his pants, pulling out a gun. Seconds later, this. A shot heard. Everyone scatters. 2 minutes later, police arrive on the scene and begin to question the man and the teen. Tonight, Anaheim police telling ABC News no one was injured, and there have been ongoing issues with the kids walking across the officer's property. 2 of the teens were arrested. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Kana, thank you. Next to the flood emergency in the west and the storm system moving straight into the middle of the country. Tonight, the number of rescues growing. Several areas of San Jose suddenly underwater. 14,000 people under mandatory evacuation. More than 400 rescued by boat now. Roads weakened and washed away. This car half off the road there in Santa Cruz County. Tonight, as I mentioned, that storm system moving east. That same system is going to cause real problems, possible tornadoes. And meteorologist Rob Marciano with us live tonight with the track of this. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. That California storm is holding itself together in the mountains and will only strengthen as it marches across the country. Look at all the advisories that are up. We have blizzard watches and warnings now, and even a red flag warning, extremely critical fire danger across parts of the plains. It's going to have some wind, and then we have that record-breaking heat out ahead of it. So those air masses are going to collide and wind this storm up. It'll start snowing tomorrow morning, increasing intensity. Sioux Falls, Sioux City, 6 to 12 inches, maybe 18 inches in some spots. And ahead of that, we'll probably see some damaging winds and some isolated tornadoes during the day on Friday. There's often a price to be paid when you get this sort of winter warmth that we've had the past few days. David?
Rob Marciano with us again tonight. Thanks as always, Rob. And investigators at this hour are poring over that new video tonight of Harrison Ford's close encounter, landing his small plane on a taxiway, flying right over that passenger jet that was about to take off. Tonight, investigators looking closely at the video to help them figure out how this happened. Here's ABC's David Curley.
Just how close did Harrison Ford's plane get to that jetliner? Watch carefully as the shadow from Ford's single-engine plane passes right over the front of the 737 as the actor mistakenly lands on a taxiway. The video from 3 airport cameras showing how quickly the aircraft got so close. The American Airlines jet is taxiing, waiting to cross the runway for takeoff. Ford, an experienced pilot, acknowledges he's to land on runway 20 left. But he's actually lined up for the parallel taxiway to the left, which brings him right over the jetliner at what appears to be just more than 100 feet before touching down on the taxiway. A serious mistake.
It wasn't a last-minute decision to
to move over and land onto the taxiway. And we know that he asked the tower and said, "Why is that American 737 underneath me?"
FAA investigators plan to interview Ford in the near future. Punishments could range from no action to the loss of his license. David?
David Curley with us. Thanks, David. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. Your money is next. The airfare war is heating up, and what you have to give up, you'll save $40 for it. Also tonight, another deadly plane crash. This one into a swamp. Emergency crews struggling to reach the scene. There is news tonight about the victims. Also tonight, the developments involving a former team doctor for USA Gymnastics. The new allegations, Michigan's Attorney General calling him a monster. And then the stunning discovery in space. 7 Earth-sized planets all orbiting a nearby star. And what they've also released about these planets. We'll be back.
Yeah, so Mom's got this cold. Hashtag stuffy nose. Hashtag no sleep. I got it. Hashtag mouth breather.
Yep, we've